Hello everybody, so good to see you here. Um, as always, you know that the first question is, can you hear me? Just, alright, first of all then let's raise hands, okay? Raise your hands and I will turn on your chat. Please raise your hand, yeah, I'm turning on, and then please say that you hear me. Give me some sign. And you know, as always, please, if you want to turn on your microphones, that's also possible to turn your microphone on, and it will be better when we talk. Okay? So please, just feel free to turn your microphone on and we'll talk. Okay? Hi, very good to hear you, very good to see you here, and welcome to everybody. Okay, so how was your week? I haven't seen you for a week. How was it? Hello everybody. How was your week? Again, if you want to turn on your microphones, it's possible to turn them on. What's new happened to you during this week? Can you share a bit? Yes, try and turn your microphones on. I did everything. Yeah, hello to you. Good to see you, good to hear you. Please turn your microphones on. So what's new? My week was full of studies. Very cool. Yeah, what did you study? Yeah, very good. Somebody is turning the microphone on. That's very good. Please do. Say hello, please, to me. Hello. So the week was full of studying routine. Very cool. Alright. So somebody turned the microphone on and we can hear lots of static. Like, you know, there's noise from the microphone and no hello. Okay. Alright, please say something. Okay, if it's all about the news, yeah, what happened to me during this week? Well, it was a pretty busy week. I studied some kind of a new course, working on a new course, and I've been thinking all of the time on the developing the course of the level 3 grammar. As probably you remember, I promised that I would do that. Okay. Now, let's go back. If you remember, we're somewhere in the middle of our, yeah, hello, we're in the middle, so let's try, and now it's sentence 31, so please try and translate it and say what is the rule to this sentence, whatever you think of it. 31. The buzzing one remains incognito. Yeah. You know, for me, nothing is buzzing. For me, everything is fine. So, 31, please. Please, let's start translating working. Sentence 31, it's on the board. I'm waiting for your versions. So please translate and give me the name of the rule. Okay, nobody. So please do not be shy. That's you have to do that. Okay, what's the problem? sentence 31. What do you mean by no? Okay, I don't know if I should print it. Yeah, well, as always, we need to have in mind the rule which we'll discuss. So what is the name of the rule here? What do you think? Okay, what is the rule? I don't know if it's worth printing. It's a slightly different meaning. So again, please, let's always start with naming the grammar rule. What kind of a rule is presented by this sentence? Conditional? Conditional. Well, it might be, but I'm thinking of something easier. Okay, any other options? Alright, let me help you then. So, for me it's, yeah, conditional. Okay, for me it's indirect question. Okay? Indirect question. We'll talk a little bit about, about indirect sentences. Indirect question. So, when we have the indirect question, we usually use what? We can use if or what else can be instead of if? Okay. All right. I see that you are kind of a Friday night. It can happen. Okay. Instead of if, it might be whether. So the version here can be I don't know whether to type it. I don't know whether to type it. Whether to type it or not. I don't know whether to type it. Okay, number 32. So, 32. I'm
agreeing with you at this point. You should just trumpet my appearance here. Allison Cameron is here. Thank you. Let's Brian kill me. This is Kill Me to Friends. Allison's getting ready. And Allison, this is a week where if you went to bed, you're 3 weeks behind. I know. It's true. It's actually very difficult to prepare for the weekend. There's many different scandals brewing, all of which stretch back. I'm looking at the IRS.
He want me that I didn't stay. He want me not to stay. Yeah, he warned me not to stay. Yeah, that's the best way. Very good. And again, as you remember, I always ask you to think of the grammar rule. So what is the grammar rule here? He advised me not to stay. He warned me not to stay. Okay. Yeah. Hello. So what is the name of the rule here? Alright, I see that you're just kind of hesitating. Okay, so this is again indirect, only it's not a question, but it's, it's indirect request. Indirect request, and the rule here is that when you have orders or requests, so then when you have them in the indirect way, then you have to use not to. Alright, and the answer here will be he warned me not to stay. Okay, very good. Hey, hello. Now, please, 33. And again, do not forget about the rule. He advised me to leave. Very good. And what's the rule again? Okay. What's the rule here? He advised me to leave. He suggested that I leave. Very good. Well, okay. Excuse me. So, my goodness.
So again, I'm going to take exception to the concept of targeting as a loaded term.
So, indirect request. Now it's a little bit different. If you have a look at the sentence, you will see it. So he advised me to leave. Okay. Here the grammar rule will be the use of the infinitives. The use of the infinitives. Okay, somebody is asking. Okay, hi, good to see you. We'll talk about that a little later, and probably, yeah, hi to you. Probably you remember that the grammar about the infinitives and the gerunds is pretty much complicated, and after advice, absolutely correct. Yeah, and we'll probably will talk a little bit more elaborately on this later, because this needs lots of your knowledge. Okay, let's move on. Number 34. So that's kind of an answer. And what would you suggest here? How would you say number 34? It's like if you. Yeah. How about the first one? The second one, I agree. What I have in mind is when somebody tells you something like, let's say, I think the internet. Excuse me. I think. Just wait a second. Yeah. That's. I think the internet is full of trash. It's just, the sentence which I picked up from one of my students. I think the internet is full of trash. So, 34, what would you say? What would you say here? Okay. Well, I have. Well, what I have in mind is any other versions. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking of. So do I. Very good. So do I. Okay, and another sentence, of course, is quite the opposite. I don't think that the internet is full of trash. So then, what would you say? I think the internet is full of trash. So do I. I don't think that the internet is full of trash. So what would you say? Okay. I just want you to give the example which is the same like in the sentence. It's only for the sake of your learning grammar and using the sentences. If you want to discuss this, why do you think so? Well, probably I don't think that the internet is full of trash, so what to discuss? Now please tell me 34 in the negative way. I don't think that the internet is full of trash. Just express the same idea in the negative way.
When did you stop beating your wife, Senator? I have proved that I haven't been beating my wife. And you haven't proved you haven't been beating her, because I say you have been.
So please give the answer.
This is what's all going on. Senator Al Frank says I want these investigating these people like this. Investigate Senator Max Walker. I'm really upset Senator Schumer saying the same thing. Yes, Senator Reid said, yeah, check the text.
Again, I don't think that the internet is neither am I. Why neither am I? Me neither. Well, actually, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the correct English structures which are necessary here. Neither do I. Okay, very good. So, 35. What can be said here? And the sentence which I can think of is well, let's do something like when you think of something which is well, you compare some two objects. What would you say?
And you're I think, giving him a little bit too much method to his madness right now. We just don't know right now the answer. We don't know how high up
The same, alike, the same. Very good. And in the brackets, what can you think of the word in the brackets? And can you think of a sentence? It's the same. Well, how about the word in the brackets? Similar, yeah, very good. And can you think of the sentence with the similar? Because I need here the preposition. Okay. Can you think of a sentence so that we will have the preposition here? Yeah, similar to, but that's very cool. The only thing is, can you think of a sentence?
When we think that there is some sort of police enforcement or national security issue at stake, we are asked to sit on stories, and generally we will comply if they made a compelling case that national security or an arrest or something is imminent. So we are with them.
My pants look similar to yours. You sure? Okay. Yeah, alright, let's move to 36. And this is about that somebody lived and then this continuation. It's everything was taken from the classical English literature, all of the examples here. So, how would you say that? Number 36. Like birds in the nest. Very good. Like birds in a nest. That's correct. Okay, and the sentence which I was thinking of was, we lived like birds in a nest. We lived like birds in a nest. Okay, very good. So, let's move further on. Maybe you remembered something about your news. Okay, so it was 36. Now Let's take some more.
It's no longer about national security, it's just about scoops. Well, then, if we're allowed to go public with it.
Okay.
Because of that,
Here you go.
he was doing the responsible thing. And I'm pro-Patriot Act. If it jeopardizes national security, I'm not touching it. I wouldn't even have published the Abu Ghraib pictures. I would have given him the Rumsfeld and said, fix it, because I knew what that would mean. By the way, it was worse than I even imagined.
All right, and do not forget that these structures, like we lived like birds in a nest, or so do I, neither do I, or as separate as the notes on the piano, which we reviewed a couple of lessons ago. So all of these sentences are used very commonly in all of your tests, beginning from the Russian national exam and all of other exams. Okay, so please, 37. He made a tasty cake, and again, as always, please, he made a delicious cake. Very good. As always, please. Excuse me. What grammar do I have in mind? What grammar do I have in mind? Probably not. Because you see, I specifically put the word past in brackets just for you not to think much whether this is present perfect or past simple. So that means that it doesn't matter for me at all. It's a different. I'm thinking of made and no, I'm thinking of made and do. The usage of these two verbs in English, you know, that's probably very hard sometimes for everybody, for me also, yeah. Yes, excuse me, make, not made, sorry. Yeah, I would suggest you a sentence for translation, just for example, that it might be difficult. For example, so how would you say that in English? Okay. So what do you think? Just give the sentence. So you see, right now you can feel that it's not that easy, even when you sometimes you know that you're so sure about the usage of make because you usually say that this is something constructed with your own hands or whatever. But still, you know, when you encounter the real hands-on grammar, I mean the real sentences, hands-on sentences, then it's not that easy. I have a question. You wrote done. What do you mean by that? The teacher done? So that's not the sorry to say African American rap. Yeah, I understand. I hate my Wi-Fi router. That happens all the time. I understand. The teacher had done remarks. Again, I'm not about the past simple and past perfect. It doesn't matter for me at all right now. I'm only about make and do. Are you sure that you, when you used which verb to use, make or do? The teacher did corrections, you say. Are you sure? Another person said the teacher made corrections to my work. So, what do you think? And how can you check this? All right, let me help you a little bit. Action, yeah. Well, actually, it should be made here. I'm sorry about that. And how can you check that? Well, online, and also you can download it. I'm not sure whether for free or not. You have the Oxford, excuse me, you have the Oxford collocations dictionary. You can collocations, that means the usage of words together with their prepositions, together with the words which fit this structure, and so on. Collocation. That means that several words together, and this is not necessarily the idioms. So you can go to Oxford Collocations Dictionary, and you can check it up there. You will see that the teacher made corrections to my work or in my work, and so on. Okay. Next, please, sentence 38. And again, do not forget about naming the grammar rule, please. So, what do you think? And you know that's a very good idea. And well, all right. You know, yeah. You see, when we talk about the intermediate grammar or level 2 grammar, we usually do not use the introductory words like perhaps or probably. This is level 1. Sergey, again, we talked about that. Introductory is for level 1. Level 2 is usually only for your usage and good usage of modals. So please do the same, like Anastasia tried, but she did a mistake. Or did a mistake or made a mistake. You know, Americans, they tend to say did a mistake, and yeah, made a mistake, of course, made a mistake. Yeah, and that is why, you know, in the movies you can hear different usage like did and make, both, and that is why it can be confusing. All right, so and now that's not about that. Okay, so first of all, we need to review. Yeah, that's very good. She might have had, and again, can you think of naming the grammar? She might have had a bad day. Very good. She might have had or she might have got a bad day. Or maybe it's just, you know, for different words. She might have got a wrong day. Just okay. So what's the grammar here? Yeah, what is the grammar rule? That's I'm asking you. Okay. This is might in the use of maybe. Now, first of all, this is modals. If you remember, we talked about that. Modals, or yeah, and modals plus very good, perfect infinitive. That's what I like. When you name your grammar in a correct way, that's perfectly well. So modals plus perfect infinitive for what? For your doubts, or for expressing your hesitation in the past. Okay, modals plus perfect infinitive. Okay, number 39. So that is why, you know, that somebody did it like she might had a wrong day. That cannot be, because after modals you can only use the infinitive, and then the infinitives can be either the indefinite infinitives, or they can be continuous infinitives or perfect infinitives. Okay, So that is why she might have got a wrong day, and you can never say she might had got a wrong day or she might has got a wrong day, because those won't be the infinitives. Okay, you mustn't talk loud in the church. Yeah, you mustn't talk loudly. You mustn't talk loudly in the church. Yeah. Or and again, you see, you wrote in a church, in the church, and I have my version, which is in church. So probably, and again, if you want to check everything, go to Oxford Collocations Dictionary, and you'll find it that for the British usage, they say in church, like at school. That's kind of an idiom. You shouldn't talk. Well, you see, that's kind of a stronger than shouldn't. So when you want to say something stronger, then ought not to also. Here probably you can feel it that the sentence is stronger than shouldn't or ought not. So that the best way will be, you mustn't talk loudly in church. Let me put it here. You mustn't talk loudly in church. Okay, any questions so far? Just feel free to ask questions, and do not forget that it's possible for you to turn your microphones, and then it will be easier for us to talk, like you say, to discuss anything. It's impossible to discuss when you do not have microphone. Can I use have to? Can you feel that when you say you don't have to, like for example, let me think of the example. You know that in nowadays, when you want to check in for the flight, then you have to come to the airport. I think I haven't been to the airport for a long time. I think that you have to be there 3 hours ahead of your flight. Okay, but if you go by the local flight, for example, from the city which is very close to your native city, or which is in the same oblast like you live in, then probably you don't have to check in. You don't have to check in. Oblast is not area. Oblast is oblast. That's the Russian division, administrative division of the country, and area is that's something different. So you know that you don't have to check in 3 hours ahead of your local flight, and you can see here that don't have to. The meaning is that it is not necessary. There is no need. This is the meaning of you don't have to. You don't have to come to the airport 3 hours ahead of your time to wait for the local flight. Can you see the difference here? So, if you can hear the song by David Bowie, which was sung there in space by this Canadian astronaut. If you heard it, that's a nice song. Okay, sorry. And number 40. Okay, number 40. Please. He must have forgotten, very good, and we usually say he must have left his glasses on the table. Very good, he must have left. I don't know, alright. So, you see, again, this is the same rule, and can you give the name of the rule? Please. Okay. Models, and this is not all. So modals and perfect infinitive. Modals and perfect infinitive. Yeah, perfect infinitive. Very good. Okay, 41. That's a very different story. Yeah, good. 41. What are we waiting for? What is the problem? Doesn't the park in Lansbury have a swimming pool? Doesn't the park in Lansbury have a swimming pool? Well, the only problem with this sentence is that really Lansbury Park doesn't have a swimming pool. Yeah, you see, the first sentence, like, doesn't the park in Lansbury have a swimming pool? It's slightly a different meaning. No, it's a different grammar. And that is why, I always try to pick up the sentences from every walks of life, from, models, and then totally different. The only thing which I want you to focus your attention is level 2. Just do not think like you are giving the examples from level 1, like really, or and so on. So, and that this is also kind of a elementary. This is also kind of a basics of grammar. How can we say this in English? Is it true that Lansbury Park doesn't have a swimming pool? I guess I'm mistaken. The problem here is again the British people and the Americans, why they like their language, because they tend to make the sentences as short as possible. So probably you convey the idea, but it's possible and it's necessary to use more compact, more short structures. And that is why we meet here to, I just want to remind you those structures. So what is your idea about this word? How can you render this word into English? Okay, no ideas at all. Alright, indeed, really. Isn't it? Okay. That's the typical thing. What I see here is that you don't use, and again, you don't turn your microphones on. Please think of it very seriously. If you turn your microphones on, then it will be easier for you to feel how to give this sentence in a real in the practical English. Because think of the situation. You see, you give only the let's say the dead grammar sentence. Think of the situation. It's like a person is looking out of the window, and he is looking there in the Lansbury Park, and he is asking somebody. How would you ask a real person about that? Again, just pretend that you are looking into the window, and you are asking this question. How would you say that?
You're selling bonds and fixed income instruments that are commodities. So it's in a secondary market.
All right, let me help you.
Business with the people that you know. So you start
Let me help you.
Polaroids on the guy.
Let's start. Then we'll start with level 1, and then as always, will has the park got? Yeah. Okay. You know that. Again, you tend to be closer to Russian grammar. Think of the typical English structures, even from the elementary level. Like, for example, think of this sentence. How can you say that? Excuse me, that should be like that. Yeah, of course, of course. So, think of this sentence, the last one which I wrote. So how could you say that?
Today, I understand, is not quite like that. I think it's been dialed back a little bit. It has been dialed back. I think that.
Come on, guys. It's 42 minutes already. Is there a park in Lansbury? Very good. And then, with if. No. How can you, from this sentence, going from this sentence, yeah, is there a swimming pool in Lansbury Park? Absolutely correct. The only thing is, go to. No, it's not like that. But it's closer. Again, think of the real life situation. You are looking out of the window and asking this 41st sentence. Okay, you give up. All right. So that's so easy. You simply. No. You simply add. You simply add the negative particle, and that's it. I think that you know that. Yeah, of course. But you say, yeah, I know that. I know. Of course, I know that you know for sure. Why didn't you give this sentence to me? That's my problem. That is why I'm asking you all of the time. Isn't there a swimming pool? Isn't there a swimming pool in Lansbury Park? Why don't you remember these easy things? Okay. Yeah, isn't there a swimming pool in Lansbury Park? Isn't there a swimming pool in Lansbury Park? Okay, 42. It's just the revision. We talked about this sentence, but it was slightly different. Please. Please. So what are you waiting for again? What's the problem? 42, that's easy. Again, Sergey, those sentences are not mine. The sentences are from the, let's say, classical or modern English literature. But it's not, yeah, but can you think of the English structures? We reviewed lots of English structures, but again, it's true for, no, it wasn't a lady. Thank you so much, you're so funny. That's very good that you have lots of, that's very good that you are so funny. Yeah. Football is, just wait a second, football isn't very fun to play and isn't interesting, but where is football playing is not very much fun, it's not very interesting to, where is the structure, where is the grammar? I'm looking for the grammar. If you remember, just let's review all of the sentences which we did today. I don't know whether to type it, and excuse me, I made a mistake here. I don't know whether to type it. Okay, that's fine. He warned me not to stay. Then he advised me to leave. So do I, neither do I. Like or similar to. Like birds in a nest. Then he made a delicious cake, a tasty cake. Then she might have got her own day. You mustn't talk loudly in church. He must have left the glasses on the table. Isn't there a swimming pool in Lansbury Park? And now we have sentence 42, and you do not give... Yeah, football is not interesting to play, neither to watch. Very good. This is what I'm looking for. You see, I just had to wait, and okay, the answer... So, football is... excuse me. Football is neither fun to play nor very exciting to watch. Okay, good. So you see, neither nor. Okay. So that's like, you see, you have something which will be for you in your head. Okay. Now let's move to next. Okay. The next portion will be, and we have not much time. Okay. This is. Yeah. This is what we can do today. Just wait a second. I'm copying and pasting the next portion. Sorry about that it will take a little bit of time, but still we are here. Okay, so please. Yeah, but because, well, what you're saying, useful grammar, I'm a very practical person. I'm a very practical, like it's in English it's called hands-on. Because I like the real life situations, and that is why I have the text, I mean the book, which gives me all of these sentences. We not only must be building a new highway, but also to improve parking area for cars. Yes, probably, but how about the structure? What is this? Just name the structure, and that will be all with that, and we can move further on. So, what is that? Okay. I will probably even... So what is the name of the grammar here? Not only we have to build new roads, but also to... Yeah. So what is the name? The name is... the grammar structure is but also. Not only, but also. Okay? We will not only have to build a new motorway. Motorway is British, you know, that American way will be different. But also improve the parking facilities. We will not only have to build a new motorway, but also improve the parking facilities. Okay? Next, 45. We should left earlier. Very good. Well, you know that we should have left earlier. Very good. We should have left. The infinitive, the perfect infinitive should be have left. This is the perfect infinitive. We should have left. Can you see that? So, all right. Let me explain a little bit. All right. How can I say that? So what's the difference between? Okay, excuse me. What's the difference between these two sentences? You see, the only difference is that the first sentence is about the past, but past is after modals. Okay? Yeah. That's very correct. The only thing, let me explain the difference. The difference about past after modals. But you remember that after modals you can use You can use only infinitives. So infinitive. Infinitives. Is it correct? Infinitives. Something, yeah, like that. So after modals, only infinitives. So the second sentence, let's say we should, like you say, we should leave early or earlier. That doesn't matter, I don't care about that. We should leave early. So here you have leave. It's also infinitive after a modal should, only this is called bare indefinite infinitive. Why it is bare? Because you don't have the particle to. Leave is without to. But so when you want to use that this is now, we should leave earlier. That's about now or future. Then you use indefinite infinitive. But when you need to talk about the past, then you need to use the perfect infinitive. Then you will have past. And perfect infinitive will be here. And I was having in mind we ought. Very good. We ought, just for you to enrich your vocabulary, not to use always should. We ought to have left. This is, you see, to have left, this is the infinitive, the perfect infinitive. We ought to have left earlier. Very good. Alright. Number 46. The wine is produced in France. The best way. Wine is made in Italy. Wine is produced in France. So what's the name of grammar? And here you use the wine. Yeah, passive voice. Very good. Passive voice. Grammar books. Probably you can write me an email. I will give you the email again, and I will recommend you some books for your for you to study your grammar. Okay. This is my email, so feel free to write me, and I will recommend. Yeah, here what problems you have here? What's the difference between vine and wine? Who knows? Well, probably vine is a plant where grapes grow. This is vine. You understand? The grapes, they grow on a vine. And when we think of a liquid, wine plant, when we think of a liquid, then it will be wine. W. The first will be W. Okay. Then another thing is, you said like the wine or wine. Which is correct? The wine or wine? Probably the best version will be vine without any article, because that's a general notion. Wine is produced in France. Wine is produced in France. And please mind your articles, because you know lots of mistakes which you have in your exams are about your articles. Here, that's the general meaning. Can you feel it? That this is a very general meaning, that wine is produced in France. Can I say is made? Yeah, that's more possible. But again, why I'm using another word? Because I want you. I want to enlarge to make richer your vocabulary. Wine is produced. Then, for example, Mercedes cars are manufactured in Germany. Manufactured, produced, made. Not only one word, but lots of words. Okay, 47. 47. The play was staged. Can you think of the? Well, again, you see. I think that you watch lots of American movies, right? And I don't think that people who make those movies are called stagers. What is the technical term for the people who make movies? So, what is Trevor Nunn? Yeah, that's very good. So what is he? Yeah, of course, directed for the British and directed for American. So the play was directed the British version directed by Trevor Nunn. Very good. And again, this is passive voice. Okay, and 48. Yeah, passive voice. Very good. 48. Come on, people who have only 2 minutes left. Okay, let me. Have you ever been stopped by the police? Very cool. So you see, have you ever been stopped by the police? Very good. By cops. Yeah. So here, what you have here, this is present perfect passive, because ever, and that is why you have to use present perfect. Have you ever been? Then the police. We always say the police, and we always say the police in the plural. Like, for example, how can you say that? Just say it in English. How would you say that? Yeah, the police are investigating. Very cool. Are on the track. Yeah, the police are investigating. So mind this plural form. The police are. Very good. So, and the last sentence for the day, and we'll be done. That's a very different grammar material. The boy has stolen her while she was paying. The boy steal. We don't have this. This is wrong spelling of the verb to steal. 3 forms again. You see. Yeah, stole is the correct form. Yeah, do not forget about that. Steal, stole, stolen. Now, the last question to you, because we're out of time. What is the name of grammar here? No, it's not had stolen. Well, we'll talk about that the next class. And I just want to remind you that this is when we have 2 or several actions in the past and 1 action. So what is the right? Yeah, I will give you the. Okay, just past continuous and past simple. Yeah, very cool. So when we have 2 or more actions in the past, when one action interrupts another, the action which interrupts is usually shorter, and that is why it is used in past simple. The action which is being interrupted is usually longer, and that is why it is used in past continuous. So The translation here will be, while she was paying, a boy stole her wallet. And mind the word, okay, excuse me, while she was paying, and you have to put comma, the boy stole her wallet. And please pay attention to this wallet, because you know that women tend to say that they have purse. Nowadays, you know, lots of ladies, they also have wallets. They are a little bit smaller than the wallets for men, but still they have wallets. And purse, they tend to call the bags, we tend to call them purses. Okay, but still it's possible to use the word purse if you want to. But here it's wallet. Okay? Any questions? So do not forget that you can ask me for private classes anytime you want. And this is my email address. The price for a lesson for 60 minutes is 300 rubles. So this is not, excuse me, this is not much. And of course I will consult with your parents about the payment. Then please do not forget to write your comments about the class. Yeah, grammar books. Let's talk about that in our private conversation in the email. You see, I think that I hope that I recorded a video recorded the class, and I will upload it on YouTube, and then I will provide the link. I hope so. Next class will be, I hope also will be next Friday, same time. So do not forget to write your comments. Yeah, you're very welcome. Next Friday, same time, 7 p.m. Moscow time. Yeah, do not forget about your comments on the wall or on the news feed. News feed, or it is called, you call it wall, on the, excuse me, on the, it is called YG, excuse me, YG community. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that was my pleasure. Thank you so much. Okay? Yeah. So, goodbye for now. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Same to you. Have a good weekend.